Hey guys, welcome back to my home CNC machine shop. No doubt if you've been following me on Instagram, you would have noticed over the weekend I've been cutting sick on my Syil X7 and making some T-nuts and toe clamps that will help to hold my brand new Orange Vise. Now, you'll probably see here in the video, guys, the reason I need to do this is because my Orange Vise, I run it parallel to the X-axis and not like the traditional parallel to the Y. Now, this has its advantages and disadvantages, but for me, one of the disadvantages was that the 6 toe clamps that Eric sends you with your vise won't fit. So the 3 will fit on the front, but for the rear, I needed to make some extra long ones. Now, I tried to model these pretty much like Eric, the same ones that Eric supplies, and Eric's obviously made his on a mill turn machine, so I wanted to try and get that pattern on my little toe clamps, but I was limited to the size of the stock that I had here. You can see here in the video now, guys, where I'm actually fitting it to the table. And yes, I agreed it is a aluminium T-nut, but if you use the full length of the thread, it's pretty much right. And I can't see this moving anytime soon. So what I'll do now, guys, how about I cut over to the CAD video and the CAM video and just show you what I'm going to get up to, and then we'll get into the machining footage. All right. So here in my CAD model, it's quite a basic model. A couple of sketches, a couple of basic, extrusions and features, that sort of thing. It's basic parametric modeling, nothing fancy. But the CAM here is pretty much basic on the bottom side, and I'll run through that now for you. If I do the simulation, you can see here that I'm just facing that with a 12mm end mill, which is roughly 1/2 inch. And the reason I did that is just to minimise tool changes, and it's only the bottom of the part, so I really don't care if I don't machine it with a face mill. So doing this 3D adaptive here, you can see my maximum step down was 10mm. I probably should have just dropped that right down to about 13. I would have cleaned that up on the first pass. But look, it didn't really matter. I'm not chasing seconds here. I'm just having fun at home machining. In the next strategy, guys, I used a pocket strategy, and that's to clean up that adaptive clearing and get rid of those funny marks, and you'll end up with a nicer product. However, in saying that, for this part it wouldn't really matter. It's the bottom of a toe clamp, so I probably shouldn't have worried about it. Coming up here now with just a bit of slot milling, guys, to clean out that slot. It was fairly deep. It's roughly 1 inch deep, so I couldn't use my 12mm to adaptive clear it because it was not enough room for the tool to helically ramp down, so I just slotted it and chase it up, of course, with a contour, and just did a couple of multiple depths, guys, on that there to clean up the wall. You can see here my 2D chamfer and to clean up the part. And there we have it. So what I'll do, I'll flick it over to the top side now, guys, and show you the strategy on the second operation. And here we go here now. So just a quickly little face just to clean up that top part. There's not really a lot of stock on there, so it's just like a little pass on the top to get rid of those dags. Here we have here, guys, just a little bit of 3D adaptive to clean up those edges. And then I came in with a parallel strategy, guys. Now, I could have done this with a contour, but I wanted this pattern. Now, when Eric supplies you the 6 toe clamps that come with a vise, it looks like they've been made on a mill turn machine. So I wanted to have that pattern, so for me, I didn't really care, but I could have, and I'll just show you here if you don't mind. I'll show you that what I could have done was this strategy here, this parallel strategy where it goes round and round and round, which would have been quicker, but I actually wanted that pattern. Here we have here, and just the last bit, guys, was to clean up that slot on the top there. Now, remember when you're doing your 3D tool passes and that sort of stuff, guys, there's a couple of little tricks that you need to do from time to time to get it to work and to get it to work properly. And these are stuff that Kevin Ellingson has shown me previously, both personally and also in his videos, and it's sort of little tricks that I picked up when I went to Autodesk University. So I'm talking about this stuff over here about point contact boundaries and additional offset, and here you type in negative tolerance and that sort of stuff. Kevin goes through these in depth in his videos, guys, so I won't cover that here anyway. So anyway, look, without further ado, let's duck over. Let's look at some CNC machining, guys. Okay, so that concludes today's video. I trust you got something out of it. I trust you learnt something. I know I learnt something from it. Really enjoyed this little project over the weekend, and totally satisfied that I've finally got my Orange Vise bolted down properly and not dodgy like. Alrighty guys, look, thanks again for joining. If you've got any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below, and by all means please like and subscribe. Okay, we'll catch you on the next video. See you later.